Greetings and welcome to this next installment of Stars Divided. In our last session, we had three brave adventurers wander into a ruin on Dantooine. Sadly, only two of them, at best, will be returning: Crow and Naraga. We lost our dear Abraxas to a punch in the face after he took a shot at one of the other two. But that story is behind us now. Tonight, we move on. So last we saw, Crow and Naraga were in the ruins being approached by a large number of Kinrath, and they had one dead person with them. Unfortunately, Crow's not here with us tonight, so I will be pretending to be his imminent, oh my god, what did I do personage. Naraga, is there anything you want to say or do in the aftermath of the events of last week?
Naraga is in complete disbelief. She she can't believe what the hell just happened. Uh, Crow talking to herself about rage and emotion after she's been pent up, trying to find an outlet, trying to follow along with what seemed to be a pacifist philosophy when it ended up coming down to Crow. But instead, he seemed to have lost control, and in doing so, with confrontation, ended the life of one of their compatriots, Braxis. His body's still warm on the floor with a cord out center that used to be his face in the back of his head. She's hanging on to her weapons, looking forward, trying to figure out how the hell they're going to end up getting through this. Of course, looking to Crow's experience more than anything, though. That may be requiring a grain of salt at this point, given, well, his current state. What is his state right now?
Crow will be in a state of slight disbelief. The realization of his ability sinking in and what he's done. He killed somebody that did they really truly deserve to have their skull plowed through with his fist? No, probably not. Yes, he did take a shot at him, but still, it was a miss, a far cry from actually hurting him, and he killed the man over it. Crow turns to Naraga. I'm not sure it's good for us to stay here right now. We should actually,
No,
realizing
probably not.
the amount of threat in here, we should actually leave and garner reinforcements. This is going to be far more difficult than I had anticipated. And with that, Crow and Naraga are going to be making their way back out of the ruins, back out, back to the Jedi Enclave, where they will search for assistance in their endeavor. Who, though, was wandering around the Enclave, looking for something to do of their own? That means either one of you can jump in. Neither one of you are doing anything, going to do anything. You can unmute yourself and talk.
I guess I'm still wandering around the city.
Is there anything you want to do while you're in the city?
I was just trying to kill time.
And how are you killing time?
Well, I went into a bar, but that didn't end too well. I left, and then I had authority after me. So, I guess I'm on the run, trying to kill time.
Where are you wanting to run?
Where are we again?
You are here.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna go chill at the lake.
Okay. And Senior Garalash, or Abraxas, sorry, or the player formerly known as Abraxas. Who do we have now instead of Abraxas? Try unmuting yourself so you can actually talk. Or I'll unmute you. There you go. Now you can try talking.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted on Google Hangouts. My new character's name is Dav Cortez.
Dav Cortez. Wonderful. And Dav, what are you doing here?
My character is currently drinking his woes away with his only remaining employee, a Wookiee, whose name I can't remember because I need to look at my character sheet. Jorketta. So yeah, I'm sitting at the bar having a drink. I'm like back in the corner table sitting with a Wookiee, and we're both drinking and discussing how to best go about rebuilding my criminal empire and getting revenge on the woman who stole it from me.
Is there anything you're talking about in particular? Or?
Not particularly, no. Well, I suppose in the short term, we're probably discussing how to make some money so we can get off this planet and start rebuilding and stuff.
Well, your Wookiee companion, in many growls and snarls similar to says something along the lines of, wait, do you speak Wookiee?
My character?
Yes. No, you don't. Awesome. Do you have that?
My character sheet isn't in the game.
Oh. Darn, that takes half the fun out of it.
Where are the languages on this sheet? I can't remember if I put down that he speaks Wookiee. I don't think he does.
That's wonderful. So your Wookiee companion said what I just said he said.
Just made the Wookiee noises.
You know he's speaking, but maybe you make up what you think he's saying.
Well, theoretically, I should be able to understand him. I mean, he's my employee and stuff. He's like the only person that's like loyal to me.
Not necessarily. I mean, he could have been one of the underling employees, and it was somebody else who always translated. But now all of a sudden, that person's dead, and he's moved up.
He wasn't an underling. He was my right-hand man. He was my character's bodyguard, and also my pilot.
Pilot and a bodyguard, and you tell him stuff, and you don't know what he says back to you. That's good to know.
I don't even think I checked to see what languages I'm supposed to know.
What race are you?
Human.
You automatically get basic.
Well, I know that.
What's
but I also have my intelligence. 15.
I'll give you 2 other languages if you want.
Okay. Treewook will be one of them. And I guess I don't know what other languages. Oh, great. Now my freaking thing is not responding.
You're an underworld guide, so you probably speak Huttese.
Speak what?
Huttese? The language
Okay,
of the
we'll
Hutts?
go with that. Huttese and Treewook.
Okay, so he says, I think we can go and there's some ruins not too far from here. We'll see what we can scavenge up there.
Could be profitable. Probably won't be too dangerous.
Should probably find people to go take with us to use as cannon fodder in case there's undesirables in the place that'll make it difficult.
Agreed. That's a good idea, Chikata. With that, I grab my glass, take just like one last final swig, and I get up and I say, well, let's go start looking for some people we can con into working for us.
And off the two of you leave. Where are you going to try and find people to work for you?
I suppose first thing I'll do is go talk to the bartender and see if the bartender knows of anybody looking for work.
There was Gungan putzing around. Seemed kind of Gungan-y, if that makes any sense. There's a
But the
old
only thing
soldier in
Gungans are
here.
good for is cannon fodder, so it could be useful for that. Do you happen to know where he went?
And he was done shit and took off out. Probably somewhere around.
Do you have a description of this Gungan? Other than he's Gungan?
Kind of Gungan height with the Gungan floppy ears.
Anything more specific? Any scars, specific skin coloring, birthmarks? Anything that would make him stand out?
Does Geralak have anything distinguishing about him?
He doesn't have any scars, no?
No, there ain't a lot of Gungans around. Shouldn't be too hard to find him.
Alright, well, I will see if I can find him then. Thank you for your time. Come on, Jakata, let's go.
And where are you going now?
I'm just going to go out and start searching around the Enclave to see if I can find a Gungan. Maybe ask around some of the locals, see if any of them have seen him.
Asking around at some of the locals. Well, which of the locals do you want to talk to? There's a couple people outside the tavern. There's a few people over towards a medical-looking building.
I'll ask someone who's just kind of right outside the cantina.
What do you want to ask him?
Have you seen a Gungan around? I was just talking to the bartender. He said there was one in the bar earlier, but he left. Do you happen to know which way he went?
Does he know what a Gungan is? He's like, Gungan, is that one of them tall furry ones like you got with you?
No, that would be a Wookiee. A Gungan has big floppy ears. They seem a bit mentally challenged.
Are they furry?
No, they're more amphibious looking.
Amphibious. You know, I think I saw someone kind of looking like that. They just head off towards the labs or lake or somewhere over in that direction. I don't know.
The labs or the lake?
We're gonna generally over in that direction.
All right. Thank you.
Seemed a bit weird, so keep your eyes open.
I'm gonna head towards the lake.
You arrive at the lake. It doesn't take you long. It's relatively close.
Do I
Can you
see a Gungan about?
roll a spot for me?
Let me see what my spot sucks. Ooh, still rolled decently though.
Are
I
you
rolled a
trying to hide,
16.
Mr. Gungan Man? Nope.
Nah, I'm just sitting under a tree. If I see anybody, I'm just gonna unholster my gun and just point it at them real fast.
You see a Gungan sitting over by a tree.
I'm going to approach said Gungan sitting by a tree.
Said Gungan pulls out a blaster and points it at you.
And he starts tapping on the side of it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's no need for that.
I'm gonna raise an eyebrow.
My friend, you can put the blaster down. There's no need for confrontation here. I simply wish to speak to you about a mutually beneficial business plan.
He's gonna spin the gun like an old West cowboy and holster it, and he's gonna pull out a card and flick it at you.
Okay, I grab the card and read what it says.
Garlish Drago. Best bounty hunter. It also says under it, mute. Speaks in Morse code.
Bounty hunter. That could be useful. So he's a... And then I start to say something, and I kind of stop myself, and I say, "You're a bounty hunter, eh?
He nods.
I could use someone of your skill in my organization. How would you like to make some credits helping me explore the ruins?"
He shrugs and just gestures to lead.
I kind of look at Jarkata and I look back at him and I say, "Excellent. Come then, let's go to the ruins."
Do you know how to get to the ruins?
I know that 2 people I were with went there. Or 3 actually went there. I just didn't go with them.
Brian?
I probably not.
About this time, you notice a couple people in robes walking into the town. They seem to have a fair bit of blood on one of them, and one of them looks like a Keldor, the other a Zabrak.
Would I be able to recognize them?
You would. These are the people you were with before.
I'm just gonna look at the guys and point.
Do you know them?
I nod.
Are these the people you spoke of? The ones that... Or, well, I guess you didn't actually tell me, never mind. I see. With that, I'm going to go over to the Zabrak and the Keldor.
As you get closer, they appear like they might be Knights of the Order. Does that deter you?
No.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess I walk up to him and I say, uh, excuse me, sir, ma'am, this Gungan fellow indicated that he knows you. He and I and my Wookiee companion here, we're just about to head off to the ruins. You wouldn't happen to know where they are or possibly want to join us, would you?
So, all that, not so much as an introduction.
Oh, my apologies. My name is Dav Cortez, and this is my bodyguard, Jarkata.
Crow, Naraka. She pulls aside her hood, revealing horns and tight cornrows. Now, looks to the Gungan, who I'm assuming is a very familiar face, the kind that would make Naraga facepalm on contact. Yes, we are aware of his existence.
I see you feel about the Gungan people as I do.
I feel nothing towards them, one way or the other. That individual is a different matter entirely.
I see. I take it he's troublesome?
Time.
I'm not sure I take your meaning.
You will.
But anyway, the ruins? Do you care to join us?
Thinks about it for a second. Literally the ruins we just came out of.
Oh,
Wow.
you've been there. Interesting.
Yes. In fact, we just lost a companion down there.
That would explain your friend's... Actually, which one's covered in blood?
That'd be
Crow.
Naraga. Oh, no. Crow had punched through. Naraga was standing behind, remember?
Mm-hmm. They're both
And
covered in a fair amount of blood.
That would explain your current appearance. No offense intended.
She kind of looks at you a little bit and tilts her head to the side.
I just meant the blood is all. I wasn't trying to be insulting.
Most people would stay clear from somebody who's covered. And she kind of rubs her face, checks her hand, realizing how much of it actually got on her.
I kind of lean forward a little bit and I say, my dear, I am not most people.
Then who are you, Mr. Cortez?
I am a businessman. And my businesses were many until recently when a rather unscrupulous and, dare I say, beautiful but devious businesswoman took over my business in something of a coup. I will get her back one day.
Well, I think you can imagine that the first question that any businessman would end up asking is what is in it for us? And right now, our focus is clearly not on that of wealth. Or have you not seen these robes before?
I've seen the
Sure.
robes before. What is your focus currently on, if I might ask?
Naraga looks to Crow, who's been oddly silent this whole time.
Crow looks somewhat lost in his own thoughts, perhaps.
Friend doesn't say much, does he?
Which is odd, considering some days I have a hard time making him quiet.
Well, maybe whatever you experienced in those ruins has left him a bit traumatized.
Both of us, in fact.
Hmm.
Tell me, what do you have to gain from picking through bones of things long gone?
At this point, I'm just looking to get some credits together, and that seemed the quickest way to at least get started in that. As I said, I want to rebuild my business, and I need money to do that.
Well, we all need something, don't we?
And what is it you need?
Peace.
Peace from what?
Now that's a bigger question. But that's neither here nor there. You want to enter the ruins, be my guest. But, and out of character, I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart. The job is not concluded, if I recall.
Correct.
I suppose if we enter through there, we can assist in finding some small tidbits. There's something that might be of a curiosity, and I'll take it. You consider it payment. And this way, you can have your way with the runes and maybe be able to take it a step further. I know that there's, for someone with eye for such things, many options for salvage. Some of it might be quite highly prized.
That's what I'm hoping for. So I take it we have a deal then?
We have an understanding. Deals are signed by paper or worse.
Let us clean up first.
Probably a good idea.
And with that, Crow's gonna nod and continue heading into the Enclave proper himself. Whether Naraga follows or not, that is up to her.
Alright, I'll follow you two for now. Guide might be useful, and I would hate to see something unfortunate happen to either of you. Or the three of you, I should say.
Yes, well, until your friend returns, we don't really have any plans or anything, so not sure what to do while we wait.
Is there a reason you're expecting Crow to return?
I'm gonna tap Dav on the shoulder.
I turn and look at the Gungan.
I'm gonna just kind of bend down and write in the dirt with my finger, scout. I'm
You
gonna
wish to
look up.
You wish to scout the ruins.
Nods.
Well, it seems to me that Naraga and Crow already have.
Incomplete.
I'm just gonna gesture towards her and nod. Like, look here, you fucking idiot. See?
I suppose we could scout the ruins for now. And if Crow shows up, he's welcome to join us.
The question I would ask is, are either of you afraid of the dark?
There's very little that I fear. And the dark is not one of the things.
She kind of suddenly, and keep in mind, her face is still covered with smears of blood even after her hand is dragged over. She just kind of looks at you and leans in very close, uncomfortably so, in your personal space. No hostile movements, just a slight tilt of the head. I'm sad for you.
I'm gonna tap her on the shoulder. I'm just gonna point in different directions with a raised eyebrow.
Yes, of course. Come
Why
this way.
are you sad for me?
Fear is the instinct to stay alive. Without it, people die a lot sooner than expected.
Well,
That was his problem.
the fact of the matter is, I've been in business a long time and dealt with many dangers, and I'm still standing here, so clearly my instincts are working well.
She doesn't respond to that. Instead, her shoulders just kind of slump down. You get the impression this individual's been through a lot recently.
I got the impression of that by the fact that she was coated in a pint of blood.
More than that. It's
Well,
standing, but eventually she starts looking over her shoulder towards the Gungan, who, as she ends up making her way to show them the location that they're so eager to go into, one that's already cost one life.
Alright, you guys begin venturing back out towards the ruins. Are you going to do your best to avoid the cat hounds again, or just slaughter them all?
I'll leave that to a dice roll. Let's see.
My character's not much of a fighter, so he's going to try and avoid the confrontation.
Naraga has no interest in avoiding confrontation at this point.
She's pissed off and needs to hit something.
In that case, we will encounter cat hounds, because instead of steering clear this time, you're steering towards. And them being territorial creatures, take this as a sign of aggression. Begin braying and growling at you in their strange cat houndy ways.
If they stay clear of me, I have no reason to slaughter them. Outside of that, I'm moving forward. And it may be taken as an act of aggression. It is! But Naraga at this point, she ends up keeping both of her weapons drawn under her robes, waiting for movement, trying to see which one of them might make that first jump.
There are 3 cat hounds, and they're coming from a relatively close group. They're probably the more aggressive members, or perhaps the more protective, maybe? Who knows why they have decided that you are going to be their newest meal?
Could be the scent of blood on Naraga.
It could. That's him. Okay, so let's see if we can drag this picture. Yay, that makes me happy. Now I'll just use his picture for the moment. Clear. Oh,
No, David finally showed up.
perfecto. So, let's see. Add turn. Hmm. Um, we'll just use this one for the other person. Because why not?
Crow has arrived.
Okay, we will use this one just for simplicity. So, let's see. Everybody who wishes to engage in combat, please roll initiative. Wow, that was fast. That was easy. Oops, I almost forgot the other thing.
14. Stupid double click, Mike. 14.
Is that on the sheet?
Um,
No, 19.
1 second. Everyone hear me all right?
You're not even there, David. You're taking a shower to get all the dead Abraxas off you.
Well, maybe if you didn't splatter so hard.
Well, maybe you shouldn't punch me in the face so hard.
Maybe you shouldn't be firing a gun. And maybe you shouldn't start trying to steal what isn't yours. And maybe you two should learn to get along. Mommy, Daddy, why are you fighting?
Daddy's dead at this point. Remember? His brain matter is coating your face.
That wonderful taste of gray matter. Mm.
I got a hideous green set. I must use it.
and Crow's initiative.
Currently, is Crow here? Or not?
Apparently, apparently
He's
it's
coming up
only
in
Naraga.
a couple rounds. I just want to put him on there just so that it's ready.
I got a 19.
That's what you already had. Sweet. Okay, so let's see here. So first off, we have Mr. Dav Cortez. You see three of these cat hounds charging towards the four of you. One of them looks pretty big, just so you know.
Okay.
How do you wish to deal with said problem?
Well, as I said, Dav Cortez, not much of a fighter. So he's going to hold action and let his Wookiee friend shoot the Cathounds.
Let his Wookiee friend shoot them. Okay, so that was great. That means they get to attack. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Actually, everybody, each of you three pick a number between 1 and 4.
2.
2,
Derek got 2 first. Sorry.
3,
Sorry, Tracy had 3 first.
4,
Okay, there we go.
1.
Okay, so one of them is attacking the Wookiee, one of them is attacking Garalash, and one of them is attacking Naraga. Wookiees misses. Ooh, Garalash, this may hurt. Does AC 20 hit you? Yeah? No? 1 second? I'm 1 seconding. These are a lot of 1 seconds.
This is a weird sheet for me. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm gonna go with fuck yeah. Yeah, that hits.
Alright.
A solid fuck yeah.
You take 6 damage.
That's not good. Oh, that's fine actually. How much?
6.
Okay.
Ouch! Naraga.
Ooh.
Par for the course.
So this cat hound rears up, and before you can get your sabers up, it just bashes you across the cheek with its horns. You take 10 damage from it, and you think it might have broken a tooth or two.
Oh, yeah, she's knocked sideways, almost. In fact, maybe off her feet. Doesn't stop her or let go of her grip though. She just manages to land. Underneath her cloak seems to glow very dark red, almost maroon, when two beams, red glow, black core, end up coming out. She begins to respond in kind.
So you're going to return the bash across the face with your weapons?
Yeah, one is a 13, one is a 14.
That will hit. Both of those will hit.
Alright, so let's take a look here. What do we got for damage? 2, 7, 10, 17, 18, 19. 19 points. Literally, as the Catherine brings its head back up, she tries to end up dragging both sabers. They actually cut into the ground as they end up coming up to cleave into this, going in opposed directions, and slicing through flesh and leaving burn marks.
The cat hound, its head and throat barely intact from this blow, looks very stunned, almost dazed, as it's reeling from the impact and the burn, and it's trying to scream, but its throat's injured from the sabers cutting so deeply into its neck meat. It looks like it's barely standing. Garalash.
Okay. How was I attacked?
It tried to headbutt you.
Okay. When it hits me, I'm just gonna spin around, stomp my other foot, draw my pistol, and put it straight to its head and just pull the trigger.
Alright. Roll to attack, please.
I will.
Alright. It seems to hurt the creature. It's not quite as stunned as the one that Naraga just hit, but it's definitely stepping back a few paces from the blast to the top of its head.
And as it steps back, I'm just going to spit blood to my right side and just look at it.
All right. Now it's time for Mr. Wookie to do what Wookiees do. He pulls out his bowcaster, spinning it around,
That's one way to make the Wookiee noise.
pulling out his bowcaster, maybe even doing one of those high Final Fantasy turns as he takes aim at the beast that is attempting to claw and gore him, and shoots wide. Quite wide. Hitting the ground a few feet off to the left. Seems these two are equally paired. Neither one can hit the other. We'll be in a battle of eternities. Dav, did you wish to do your thing from last round, or were you going to just sit there and wait?
No, under the circumstances, I will try and attack the Cathan that attacked Jorkata.
Alrighty. You hit.
I rolled a 20. Sweet. Now, what was the damage from my gun?
Depends on which gun it is.
Blaster pistol.
Heavy or light?
Heavy, I believe. 3d6 is what it's.
38.
38.
Do you have any dexterity modifier?
No.
No, you
Does
do.
that add to damage?
Yeah, with ranged weapons.
Okay, then you should add mine, which is +4.
Still incredibly hurt. Okay, so you just are shooting at random at it?
Yeah, I'm not specifically going for like a headshot or anything.
Your shot goes and seems to hit a nice solid chunk of flank.
Sweet.
And as that turn ends, we're back at the beginning. Are you going to hold your initiative again?
No, I'm gonna attack again.
Spiffy, what are you going to do?
I'm just gonna shoot at the same one.
Okay.
Booyah!
You hit. Don't you feel special?
Heck yeah, considering my character's not meant for fighting, he's meant for talking. Anyway, so what kind of damage do I roll on a crit again?
It's just double damage. Unless you have
Okay.
something that says otherwise.
Nope.
And that one, maybe it went with that previous hole. It left its heart open enough that this shot went when it broke through into its chest. It hit its heart, frying and incinerating it. And in the matter of a moment, the creature goes from angry and aggressive to limp on the ground.
Awesome.
Its body crumples beneath the weight that it's no longer beating heart. Crow, off in the distance, you hear the sound of combat.
Well, I make my way towards the combat.
You will make your way towards the combat, and in the combat, as you approach, you see Naraga, the Gungan, that weird human guy that you met when you weren't here, but you already met him, so his name's Dav. And the Wookiee that was with the human and the Gungan. The Gungan you've seen before a few times. You've traveled to Dantooine together. They seem to be currently in combat with several Kathhounds. One of them you see collapsing to the ground under its own weight. Are you just going to use this turn to approach?
Well, they seem like they've got the Kathhounds. There's only 3 Kathhounds, right?
Yes.
They seem to have the Kathhounds under control, so no issues for me.
All right.
I'll just sit by and watch. I will draw my bow and knock an arrow, but only if need be to save one of them.
Okay. In that case, the remaining 2 Kathhounds are going to attack Naraga and the Wookiee. Naraga's, ouch. Armor class 20 or defense 20. Yes, no? Does that hit
Oh,
you?
that'll hit. That'll easily hit.
Wonderful. You take 9 damage. This one is just goring into you. Its horns retaliating for that savage cut through its neck and chest.
Yeah, she's gored, for lack of a better term. She's knocked back, and in fact, her footing is just, he grips into the ground and digs as she slides back almost a full 2 feet from reeling from impact, and she's screaming at this point. It's anger. There's something to strikes that are ferocity. This isn't discipline. This isn't anything remotely akin to it. This is just pain being purged. The first swing ends up going towards the Kathhound that she already wounded, that is barely capable. The other one is swiped to a second Kathhound, as she needs to get this out. So that is a 17 and 15. We'll both hit. So I'm going to do these individually. So, wow. Yeah, the first Kathhound goes 24, and the second one takes 14.
The first Kathhound, you finish fully severing its head from its neck with this blow, as you then turn and drive the other saber through the side of the skull of the other one, its body too becoming limp and dropping to the ground.
Yeah. She kind of looks to the third Kathhound, starts screaming at it. It's something primal. And I think that might be an intimidation check, considering what she has just done.
Are you wanting to intimidate people? Or Kathhounds? Or what are you trying to intimidate?
The
Everybody?
Kathhound, well, everything in mind, actually. Might as well. This should be absolutely fucking horrifying, all things considered.
Okay.
Though.
Intimidation and such.
19.
One minor thing, you did roll d10s on damage, but neither one had almost any health left, so they would have been dead anyways. You rolled the brown ones instead of the purple ones.
The brown ones instead of the purple ones? What?
You rolled d10s for damage instead of d8s.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Nope, that's force of habit. That's
I
force of habit. I'll re-roll them. First one, I was wondering why that was so
Okay.
good. Yeah, so the first one's 16 points of damage, and you gave me the 17 points of damage, pardon. You gave me the impression that that one's almost on its final leg, so that should be the same. The other one's 14 points, 15 points of damage. So,
And they're
pretty
both
much the same
still
result.
dead. It is. In the end, they're still dead. So, but those were the last two.
You said there was three that coming
Uh-huh.
after. So,
Drav.
two of them dropped once they had left.
Nope. Drav killed the first one.
Oh, okay, well then we're good.
So you're trying to intimidate everybody. Yes.
It's mostly just something that's used. It's a purging, but I imagine it's quite frightful to see. Doesn't seem to be directed at any one. It's just large expression of emotion and rage more than anything.
Okay, you let out. So Naraga lets out this loud screaming roar. Actually, kind of intimidating to see and hear. The Cathounds, having just seen the atrocities that you guys committed against the ones that came towards you, are now are moving further away from you.
I'm gonna look at her and raise an eyebrow.
She's her. I'm trying to picture where you would be, or if you can even see her face at this point. But assuming you can, you can see that her eyes are wild. She's not looking at you. She's looking at the Cathounds, and she just lets her arms hang as she starts walking again, just trying to get back to the entrance, trying to get back into this place.
I do need will saves from Brian and Wesley, or Tracy. Ugh.
What our roll for this?
Will.
D20 plus will modifier plus class bonus.
I think I may be on a different sheet still.
Just roll a D20.
I got you. I've just added my wisdom.
Yeah. You probably take this the worst. Everyone else seems somewhat okay. Actually, no. You're kind of like taken aback by her scream. You actually stepped back a few steps from her, like, damn. Which way is the Wookiee gonna go with this? Okay. And he drops his bowcaster, and out come his claws.
Is he gonna? Does it look like Jarkata is gonna try and attack Naraga?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before he tries to lunge at her, I'm gonna move and step between the two of them, and I'm gonna basically try and calm Jarkata down. I'm just gonna tell him, Jarkata, calm yourself. Aggression will not help you right now.
Wonderful. Does AC 20 hit, Brian?
AC 20 hit me, yeah.
Wonderful. Can you please take 14 points of damage?
I suppose I can do that.
As he draws back his claws and sinks them into your shoulder.
How far away from me are they?
They are probably 10, 15 feet.
That arrow is being loosed into the Wookiee's wrist.
Okay. Give me a shot of your precision and accuracy.
That would be a 28.
Yeah, why are you asking him to roll?
There's
I
a
know, at
chance.
this point, can we just...
At this point, it's insulting, Natalie. All right.
There's always that random.
There's always that chance of a 1. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because you
Then we'd
roll
have
one
another dead
so
Brian.
often, David.
Dude, I think these green dice are loaded.
Did you set them in the microwave with the 20s facing up so that way it would weight them so you always roll 20s?
The arrow
No,
pierces his wrist, and the Wookiee lets out a scream as his claws are sunk into the chest of Dav. Dav, you
That
notice
would
just after your
be 14 points of damage as well.
the claw pierces your shoulder, and you're kind of gripping the area as you stare at him. This arrow comes piercing through his wrist. It's probably pretty close to actually. Probably would have severed it had his wrist been smaller.
Do I see where the arrow came from?
Do you want to roll a spot to see?
Sure. Let me see
You're
what
at a
my
minus
spot
2
is.
since you do have a claw and screaming Wookiee in your face.
I'm running over there to tackle him. The Wookiee, that is.
Okay.
Yeah, because that'll go well.
Nah, I got 17 strength. I'm confident.
15.
That and he's kind of unarmed.
Oh, it would be a
Crow, are you trying
13,
to hide
sorry.
yourself?
That's my mistake. What?
Crow, are you trying to hide yourself?
I would say no, because he's making his presence known to help to keep the Wookiee's master obviously alive, and making the Wookiee would have a regrettable decision by slicing up his master, obviously. So he's not hiding himself in any way.
You notice the individual who introduced himself as Crow, or was introduced as Crow, on the hill with a bow.
Okay, I'm gonna look up at Crow, and I'm just gonna because I'm not gonna yell to him, but I just shake my head no, trying to like signal him not to shoot again. And then I look up at
You notice that he doesn't have another arrow knocked, and as you do this, he puts his hand down as if it's okay. He was just trying to keep him from digging into you.
Okay. And then after I see Crow do that, I'm gonna look at Jarkata, and I'm gonna tell him again, Jarkata, calm yourself. Look at what you're doing.
So Tracy, can you roll me d20 plus strength? Because that sounds like fun.
Alright.
I think
I
for
have-
tackle,
I have-
though, it's actually a melee attack, though.
I have a grapple
I
on
believe.
this sheet. I'm pretty sure I'm on the old sheet that you started with.
Okay, well, don't worry about it. Just roll a d20, add some strength, and like 3 more. That sounds good. Oh yeah, that was good.
Spine busted.
You lay in, shoulder first, hitting him square in the side. High or low, Brian?
Hi.
Oh, that's low. So,
You get taken with him.
no, not quite. Though we actually probably should roll for that. Actually, do you want high or low again, Brian, to see if you go down with him?
Hi.
Nope, you're definitely going down with him. The Wookiee is hit in the side, and as his body is wrenched, the tip of the arrow that's through his wrist is then shoved into your chest on the other side. You
God
then,
damn it, if I die in this
as the
session.
Wookiee tries to pull, because that's what you do when you're hit and you try and pull back, he pulls you down on top of him, and you realize the Gungan, who is now between you and the Wookiee, though you're still skewered on the Wookiee's 3-foot claws.
So I'm skewered on the claws and I got an arrow going through me?
It stabbed into you. You took another 2 points.
Okay, I'll take that off my sheet real quick.
Because fun. Whee.
Because Tracy's being a jerk and I had to tackle my friend.
I'm gonna try and pin him down. Not
No,
really.
I understand what you're trying to do, but still.
Look, you're my payment. I just gotta keep you alive. I could care less about this Wookiee.
Okay, so right now, I want to make sure I'm picturing this correctly. Tracy is on top of the Wookiee and I'm laying on the ground, kind of on top of them, or partially on top of the Wookiee with an arrow in me and claws in my shoulder, correct?
Mostly claws in your shoulder. The arrow's just slightly in. And it's
Okay.
kind of... If you have...
But basically-
claws are in this side, it was pulled across and it kind of stabbed you just off the sternum.
Okay, so, but me and Tracy are both laying on top of Jarkata,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Does Jarkata still seem pretty ragey?
He is, because he didn't like being shot or tackled, so...
I'm headbutting him.
As Garlish tries to headbutt him, I say, Garlish, please stop. Let me talk to him. I can calm him.
Well, it's already mid headbutt. There's no stopping it.
Roll your attack.
That's actually supposed to be a +6, I guess.
Okay. You headbutt him. Roll a d4 and add your strength. You go and you headbutt him, and then you get this strange feeling. You make contact and then you start pulling away, but it's more than just your body pulling away. Are they being held together or just being pulled apart?
Pulled apart and lifted up into the air about 15 feet away from each other as
Okay.
I'm holding them up. And I rolled a 29 for that, so I can lift
Funny. Yep.
up to 5,000 kilos.
Yep, it's spiffy. So, Brian, you get the claws ripped out of your shoulder as you were pulled into the air. Garlash makes a headbutt and then is immediately pulled up into the air as this Wookiee is lifted up into the air. None of you are within melee range of each other.
Crow, still with one hand as he's focusing on this and them up, waves with the bow in his hand, the edges of his fingers, as if now say something because he's not going anywhere.
Jarkata, calm yourself. You've lost control. Look at your behavior. Look at what's happening. If you don't stop, they're going to kill you. You need to calm yourself.
Make one of those spiffy little charisma-y checks.
Okay.
I think that would be persuasion.
Yeah,
I can do persuasion too. That works.
I'm just
Except
waiting
there
for
is no
that
persuasion.
Oh,
I can do
diplomacy.
diplomacy?
one.
Okay.
Yeah, different.
I'm totally good with that.
A nat one, still a nat one. That's okay.
Boom.
Okay, you're getting through to him. His breathing seems to be slowing down a little bit. The haze of red lifting as he's just breathing very heavily. His body's still tense, but he doesn't look like he's ready to lurch at the moment.
Okay, so he has calmed down now.
Somewhat, yeah.
By somewhat, do you mean he's still liable to attack one of us, or is he calmed down enough that he's not gonna go after us all ragey like?
Mm. How would you tell that?
Oh, is he yelling and all angry acting?
He wasn't really yelling before.
I mean, does it seem like he's being aggressive or anything right now?
He looks angry. Not as angry.
Hmm.
Sure.
Okay, I'll do a spell check.
21. You can tell that his breathing has calmed significantly, and he doesn't seem to be frothing at the mouth anymore. You even notice that his claws are starting to retract.
Okay. At this point, I say, Crow, I think he's going to be okay now. You can put us down.
Crow lowers them.
And the three of you are now standing on the ground.
I'm just gonna dust myself off.
And what's Naraga want to do?
Raga at this point has been walking. Her eyes are glazed over at this point. She knows there's conflict behind her. But it doesn't matter. Take them to the ruins, take them through it, get them there. She doesn't even realize that she's burning the ground as she walks. Those two streaks of energy red at her sides. She's just putting one foot in front of the other. That's all she can do.
So the brush on the left side of her body is starting to smoke and flicker.
Let's see. Just gonna make it a difficulty 10. Difficulty 10 will. See if she even recognizes it. Okay, yeah. She stops. She can smell burning. And she looks and realizes that she hasn't disengaged her sabers. She's not ready for this. She's not. And when she eventually disengages them, she just looks at the little bit of scorch that she's left. She just stamps it out with one good boot, or one good boot print. And then kind of looks back, realizing how far behind the others have fallen. Well, truthfully, they were never engaged. They were never going forward. She's still coming to grips with what the hell is happening to her.
You guys notice as you're set down that Naraga has walked off. There's a trail of singed earth behind her. As some of the brush begins to catch fire, she, smelling the smoke of it, she stops and puts it out. Crow is now has his head lowered to the ground and takes a seat, while Garalash pulls out a bottle and takes a drink.
Silence is deafening. That's usually the aftermath of a combat. Does anyone look like they're moving forward?
I'm following after I take a drink.
I'm going to talk to Crow.
Ironically, it's the Gungan that throws caution to the wind.
Hey, I said I would scout. I'm pretty hard to see in the darkness, trust me.
Yes, a 6'7" tall Gungan.
With the stealth suit.
Maybe it's not the stealth that's the thing you should be worrying about. I don't know. I'm not even sure if what has happened is registered to the Gungan.
Oh, the Gungan
It is Gungan after all.
You just don't care.
Yeah. That's worrisome.
So you wish to talk to Crow. Talk to Crow then.
I go up to Crow and I say, is Naraga going to be okay? She seems out of sorts. Or is this how she normally is?
Crow, you're muted.
Go ahead and roll a listen check. So as you're talking to him, he's not paying attention to you. You hear him muttering something to himself as he's looking down at the ground. Where? What? Why did I? Was I always this angry? What? Am I wrong? Not deserving of the title, Knight. I need to bring myself to my master. Yes, my master. Tell him, then the council. But if any actions I could have taken, why? I have strayed. I have strayed terribly. I have led Naraga astray.
As he's saying all that, I don't actually, like, after trying to talk to him and him not responding, and then I hear that, I kind of stand there and think for a second, and I get a little bit of a evil kind of grin on my face, and then I just kind of turn around and walk away.
What do you want your Wookiee to do? Follow you?
How is he acting right now? Is he just like sitting by himself?
He's huffing and puffing.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to him and I'm gonna say, "Are you going to be okay, Drakata?" Translation, please.
In time.
Good. You do well in the future to try and keep control of your rage.
I didn't expect such ferocity to come from one so small.
Nor did I, but big things can come in small packages.
To which he shrugs.
And with that, I'm going to kind of go off in the direction that Naraga and Garlish went.
Okay. Are you gonna have the Wookiee follow you, or just go back to town?
I'm going to have the Wookiee come with me.
Okay. He goes and picks up his bowcaster and follows after you. Is Crow gonna stay there for a while, or?
Crow eventually brings himself to his feet with purpose and follows behind.
Okay. The merry band of adventurers makes their way and finally reaches the acclaimed ruins from which Crow and Naraga just left. You entered down in this. Are we all there? On the map, if you're looking at it.
I can see it. No
I can see a black
markers.
screen.
Drag down to
there we
the southwest corner.
There we go. Now I see the part of the map that's been revealed.
Okay, so you enter the ruins. It's a rather dark and foreboding place. Anyone remember what they found here last time? Dun dun dun.
Dav and Jarkata weren't there last time, so they found nothing there.
It's true. There were others who were there.
Yeah. And Raga is just going forward. She ignites both sabers, but this is a lot more controlled. Keep one pointed forward as a light. Everything seems to be bathed in crimson light. And she ends up moving forward.
Okay, she's moving forward. How far in are you going to go before you wish for me to?
Either something engages or they're back to where they started, where they can find the body of their compatriot.
Okay.
Well, what's left of it.
Yeah, that will be the key, won't it? You head in. Most of these rooms are filled with dust, debris, but they look like they've been picked clean of anything of value. As you make your way through, up into the hallway and then to the left, several of the doors have been cut open with a high-powered torch, maybe? Perhaps even a lightsaber? And eventually, you come to a point where there's a corner. And as you round the corner, you see... Let's see, how much of the body is still intact? Most of a body... perhaps the armor's been difficult for them to just claw through. Yeah, it looks like there has been eaten somewhat, especially around the outside of the head, the neck, one of the hands. And, yeah.
Does there look to be anything valuable on what's left of the body?
Let's see, what was left on the body? There was a rifle. Was the pistol put back on the body, or did you just keep it?
No, I kept it.
There's a rifle on the body. Some armor. The Gungan walks over and picks up the rifle that's beside the body.
I'm gonna look it over to see if it's still good.
Yep, looks good.
I'm gonna look for ammo.
There is no extra ammo, just the clip that's in it. The clip that is short, a round or two. It does look like it has a lot of blood on it, though.
I'm gonna smell the blood happily, and then I'm gonna go looking for his bounty hunter card.
Did he have a bounty hunter card?
All I know is he wanted to be one, so I don't know if he got his or not.
I don't think he ever made it that far.
Nope.
Oh,
Mostly just a poser, a wannabe.
I'm just gonna pat him on his dead shoulder and just gonna take whatever holster the rifle had, if it had a holster.
Did the rifle have a holster?
It had the strap thing.
It has a shoulder strap on it.
I'll take the shoulder strap and strap it on.
It's already attached to the rifle.
Oh, good. Then I'm gonna just put it on and just start looking around.
The darkness seems to be invading further and further, and as you were picking up this rifle, well, you were expecting some stickiness from the somewhat fresh blood. The whole ground and everything around here is very sticky, wet.
I'm gonna just look around. And I'm just gonna start walking back towards the group, wherever they are.
Behind you,
I'm gonna walk back to them.
you see in the palm of Crow's hand an orb of light appear.
I'm gonna shield my eyes a little bit because I have low light vision and I can see just fine.
I do too. It doesn't actually affect your vision. It just allows you to see further.
Oh, okay, cool then. I don't know how you wizards work.
Naraga using her sabers to illuminate the area around her. Crow with a ball of light. Does anybody else wish to create a source of light of their own?
I don't really have much that would work as a light source.
Glad to see we're coming
I have a question.
dungeon delving prepared. Yes?
How high is the roof?
Probably around 3 meters, 10 feet.
Not that high at all. Rip. Still haven't used my jetpack. Fuck. One day.
Crow hands Dav a glow rod.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is this the one covered in blood or the other one?
Neither of them were covered in blood because he took that one back from him.
Oh. He hands you a glow rod. You feel special, Dav,
Yeah.
now that you can see.
Because my last character, the only thing got handed was death.
Glow rod. The last one got handed a glow rod. In this
Handed.
place.
I see what you did there.
Actually, it wasn't handed, it was just shoved in his armor.
True. This one's being given to you much more gently. Perhaps it's a good omen. A sign of roll listen checks.
Well, so far, David's character hasn't punched me through the head yet, so, I mean, that seems like a good sign to me.
It's a win,
It's
right?
not-
I mean, I didn't give you a high five. through your
Everything's
teeth,
coming up,
so-
Brian.
It's not a good sign. It's just he's being nice before he skull fucks you.
Naraga rolls
It could
a
be a
9.
ploy.
A 9?
I
I
don't
rolled a 5.
I don't have listen or whatever, so I'm just gonna roll perception. Is that good?
Yep, that'll work perfectly.
Alright.
Because it's the same bloody thing.
Wow.
Wow. And what did Mr. Crow get? 37?
No, 106.
18.
My big ears hear all.
Okay. Naraga, Dav, you're maybe listening to the conversation too closely. Who knows? Crow, you hear a sound that's starting to become more familiar. A skittering. And Garalash, you hear this a sound similar to
I'm just gonna pull out my pistol. I'm just gonna start tapping people. I'm gonna tap Morse code on the wall. I think something's coming.
Do any of you know Morse code?
No, but I'm fairly certain we recognize that there's tapping.
You do. You hear tapping as he's going. Tap,
Crow
tap on his
just
gun.
out loud says, Kinrith are coming.
I just nod.
And then Crow knocks another arrow.
I'm gonna aim
No,
my
I'm-
pistol. Cause I have actual ammo for that.
Naraga puts her back to the wall. And just starts looking down the hall, looking up at the ceiling, looking for any angles of attack that she could possibly foresee. In fact, would farseeing actually be applicable here?
That's more like seeing the future.
That's why I was
You
wondering.
could use C4s.
Yeah, you could do C-Force.
Yeah, sure. Sounds like a good idea. Plus 3, 15.
You see 5 definitive forms moving along the floor and walls of this tunnel in your direction.
5 of them. Naraga turns herself away from the wall and prepares herself there for combat, though she's not rushing in quite the same. It's very cold rage. Trying to end up reining it in. Watching these 5 forms coming closer.
You see as the light orb moves down the hall, begins to illuminate these 5 creatures as they move into range of it. And as it's moving down the hall, you notice it passing a mostly chewed up cat-hound corpse, and a large scorch mark filling a large portion of that end of the hallway. So we're just gonna wait for
Sorry,
them
are we
to.
here right now?
Yeah, you're down in that corner area.
Oh. Yeah. Nah,
Yeah, more or less.
that's where I want the orb to go.
Oh, you didn't want it down at the end of the hall? Ignore everything I just told you then. You don't know. You don't see it. You see the corpse and you hear skittering.
So if it's the cat hound corpse, that was before. Yeah. So I'm sending it, and if we're in this corner, then it would be like right here.
Okay.
If we're in that corner. A little bit ahead of us, but not too far away to where it would disappear if I were to lose concentration on it. I'm using initiativation at this moment.
Yes, there will be initiativization.
7.
Naraga is.
Wait, I'm just not gonna use that ever again.
I just rolled a nat 1 for my initiative.
I got a 24.
You have a dex?
I got a 10 again. Fucking know how I got a 9.19.
So 24 for me.
Why don't you just Mr. McFast?
Dude, I do have a 20 dexterity.
Dude,
I demand that you start rolling dice in the air in front. Clearly, we can't trust your rolls anymore.
I have 19 dexterity, so I'm up there with you, David.
And I have a cat.
Meow. Alright, that means Crow. You will get first shot at doing something.
Well, since I had an arrow knocked, I'm gonna lease one. And since now I can lease 2. Oh, so that's what
Uh-huh.
1 second. I was wondering why my computer was being slow. There, fixed it.
All that porn.
No, it's because I'm downloading 54 gigs worth of games on Steam. Oops. Anyway, so I'm leasing my first arrow.
Mm-hmm.
First one, let's see, I think I have plus 11 to that. So 22 for the first one.
Okay.
Second one at a separate target.
Okay.
There are 5 of them, right?
Uh-huh.
So, is there one on the left wall?
Yes.
I'm shooting that one, and then I'm going to shoot across to the other one climbing on the other wall. Because I know that they can bounce off walls and attack, which is just creepy, and I don't want those ones around. The other one is also a 21. 15 plus 6. Cool. So, D8 damage for the first one. 11. Second one. 9.
You hit both of them, knocking them to the ground as they weren't expecting to be hit by anything in their own home, their own adobe.
And could I sack my move action to put bow away, because I have the quick draw thing from the concealed quick draw thing, but to also draw pistol? Because
Sure.
quick draw allows me to do it for free action, so yeah. Sweet. So I'm going to draw the pistol that I have that one clip with that I totally didn't murder someone for.
You now have a pistol instead of a bow.
Alright.
Please don't murder me for my pistol.
Brian, do you remember the damage for your pistol? Was it the standard pistol?
36 for that
It was
one.
36? Jesus. Why am I still using my bow?
Because you're archaic. Okay,
Oh,
so
why aren't you using your lightsaber?
They're at the end of the hallway.
Garlash,
You can throw your lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'tis your turn. What do you wish to do?
So I got a question about rapid shot, right?
Okay.
What does it do?
I
It
can read
allows
you
you
the
to
feat real quick.
fire several shots at a
I think
reduced
each one is
ability.
I think it's like a -4 or something.
Here, I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah,
Better than
I'm
I
right there
got
too.
feats that I don't know what they do anymore.
Rapid shot.
Yeah.
Rapido, rapido.
So let's see. Point blank shot. Rapid shot. You get 1 extra attack per round with a ranged weapon. This attack is at your highest base attack bonus, but each attack, the extra one and the normal ones, has a -2 penalty. You must use a full round action to use this feat. So meaning you take it now, and you can't move when you use this.
Okay.
But that's actually Natalie's call. She can decide that. But so yeah, you get a free attack on top of it. But your first attack uses your highest modifier. Then after that, you get a -2 on your next attack.
Okay,
Or
that's
if you're at our current level, you get 3. So
I have no idea what level I'm at anymore.
You
What does
should
point blank
be.
shot do again?
It gives you a. It allows you to shoot within your short range, without penalty.
Oh yeah, I took that so I can like put my gun in people's heads. What does precise shot do again?
Allows you to take aim, basically.
Awesome.
well, you shoot or throw ranged weapons at an opponent engaged in melee without taking a -4. So if opponent and friendly are locked in melee combat and you shoot into that, you take a -4 because they're flipping around and doing crazy shit.
All right, cool. I'ma just rapid shot. That sounds good. That sounds good.
I think you were level 4.
I was level 2 when we stopped. Well, when I stopped, so.
Okay, so you get 2 attacks. Your first one with your base modifier. Go ahead and roll that.
He did. He got a 10.
Okay,
I
and then
didn't
your
roll
second
that
one.
yet.
No,
That
no,
was
that was
last.
his initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, roll your d10 plus stuff. Wow, too bad you missed.
God damn it.
Now your second one at a -2.
That one, you take 2 quick shots at one of these creatures. It skitters to the side of the first one, blowing a chunk of rock out of the ground, and you quickly recover, firing at its new location, hitting it and sending it into a burst of blood and guts.
I'm gonna blow my pistol. Because there's obviously now smoke coming off of it. Even though there's not. My character wishes he was a cowboy. And he's gonna just wait for his next turn. 'Cause that's all he can do.
In that case, it's their turn. All four.
He wishes he was a toad boy, like back when he was a small Gungan child.
My character was never small, thank you.
Next up is the 4 of them that remain. 2 of them injured, 2 of them uninjured. Let's see, so we have 5 of you now. Do you want to keep your same numbers from last time? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes? No?
What does that mean?
To see who gets attacked.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, I'll keep it. 2.
3's my number.
4 was mine.
Awesome. Number 1 is getting attacked. Number 2 is getting attacked. Number 1 is getting attacked. Number 2 is getting attacked. It's almost like these ones remember them being here.
Telling you, it's the blood on them.
Yeah, dude. Even though I got gored too.
Alright, so the 2 on David, I doubt a 13 at best is going to hit.
Yeah.
And the 2 on Naraga, they are leaping at you and bouncing off each other in midair, but they're not even anywhere near you. Next up is our dear Wookiee companion. who's used
Are you
to
in shirt?
who's used to the dark confines of Kashyk's forests.
My question is, does his wrist work?
No, so he's trying to hold. You can tell that he's trying to hold his bowcaster awkwardly from the offside, and he tries to take aim, probably at a heavy penalty. Whatever it is, he misses. It's hitting the wall well away from any of these creatures. He still seems to wince and let out a small as his wrist is jarred from the shot. Naraga, all you.
Naraga at this point uses move object
Okay.
with the intention of taking one of these and forcing it as hard as she can to clear into the ceiling.
Beautiful. Or you move
Brutally.
object.
Ah,
Plus
no,
three.
of course not.
Oh.
Plus 8, plus 3, you said?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's only a 15.
15 should be able to. I mean,
15's plenty to move these things. They're very small.
yeah.
But not for the damage or effect.
15. Yeah, dude, you can move one very easily.
Yeah.
High or low?
Low.
Oh, just missed it. 51%. That just beats the lowest numbers. No, it does. You throw it into the ceiling. It doesn't seem to hit it, but it's startled and definitely unsure of what its next step is. And let's see. Dav.
Yes, is it my turn now?
Come on, you're the party bard.
Yeah.
Raise our morals.
I don't raise people's morals, I manipulate people. Big difference.
Manipulate us to do better. Suck some dick if you got to. Do the League of Legends strats.
Actually, let me see what my feats and stuffs are real quick. Actually, I do have a thing called Inspire Confidence.
See? Party bard.
Let me look that up real quick.
Now, unleash that electric guitar, bruh.
Yeah, just bring out your, fuck, I can't even remember his name now. Hey, what's his name? Your game. From
What?
Overworld or Overwatch, whatever. Fuck.
Overlord?
Overlord, yeah, that.
Yeah, I'm not in that game, so I don't know jack about what's going on with it.
Can't remember my own summon's name.
That's alright. We're not in that world right now. Let's focus on this one.
Where is it at? Inspire Confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if I do my Inspire thing, it would give you guys a +2 morale bonus on saving throws and a +1 morale bonus on attack and weapon damage rolls. The problem is, you guys will have to listen to me for an entire round.
Well, what are you going to say to inspire them then? What is it they're listening to as they're attempting to fend off these Kinrath?
How many Kinrith are there?
Currently 4 still alive.
Naraga counted 5. but there's only 4 that we've
405
seen.
Kinrith.
I mystified one of them.
Okay, basically, I'm just gonna kind of give, like um, like a speech like a coach would give before, like, the big game, and I'm just gonna be like, come on, guys, we can do this! There's only 4 of them! We got this down! We can do this! And I'm just gonna kind of go on like that for an entire round, just, like, cheering up and like, we got this! Come on, we can do this!
Let's go, team. Let's go.
I'm not a cheerleader, damn it.
It's alright, Brian. Remember, rule of cool. I know that Naraga's next bit is going to be using force push to put one of their heads into the ceiling and rake it right across the entire party. Think Marv, but on a ceiling rather than a road.
Isn't Naraga already covered in enough blood?
At this point, you don't want to know what her headspace is like.
Well, I think I have an idea. So, yeah.
So you're giving him a good old-fashioned
Pre-game
team
pep
leader
talk.
pep talk.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that require you to roll diplomacy or anything?
I don't think so. Let me... Shit, close the book.
I want you to roll diplomacy. Make sure you don't fuck up what you're telling them. You know, hurt me, save them, that kind of thing.
Uh, it doesn't say that I have to roll anything, but if you
Roll
want me to...
diplomacy. I
Okay.
do. I want you to roll diplomacy.
Fair enough.
Because in the heat of the moment, you can say the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Given that we're kind of
Fuck
in the
everybody
middle
over.
of the shit here, it makes sense that I would have to. Uyakasha.
Alright. Everybody, until the end of this encounter, will have a +2 to your morale, a +1 to your attack, and a +1 to your damage.
The effect lasts 5 rounds, actually.
There's only 4 of them. How long do you think this combat's gonna go?
I'm just saying that's how long the book says it lasts, so...
Like I said, till the end of this combat.
At least one more round.
Okay, so that means that was Mr. Cortez. Crow! Do you have any spiffy things you want to do now? Did you have a pistol and a book?
Right now, I'm going to shoot 2 of them, and then I'm going to heal that Wookiee.
Oh.
Because he's messing up by not being able to hit the fucking broadside of a barn. And Crow wants him to be effective.
And what do you
So first thing is,
heal?
heal another. And that roll for shooting the first one was a nat 20, by the way.
Okay, that's nice. Heal another's still a full round action.
Is it? This kind of what's the result of test one of healing weapons. Achieve fatality. You fear points that are indicated by your check. It does not say that it's a full round action, just that I must touch the target.
It's still gonna not allow you to do attacks and moving to him and touching him.
Well, how far
Especially since
away
he's
is he from me?
He was standing more towards the back, so if you were towards the front, I'd say good 15, 20 feet.
I can hold the front. You can heal.
No, it's good. I rolled a nat 20. So I already rolled my attack, so... how many med kits do I have then? Oh, wow. Forgot I had bought more, I guess. Yeah, that's right, because I have the little credits. So, I just take one of my med packs and throw it at his face. I'll use my move and just hurl it at him. So
Okay.
Use that.
You shoot and roll damage.
The first one was 30 damage total.
Okay, was this one of the ones you had previously shot?
I'm aiming for the one that levitated.
Okay, that one goes.
Another nat 20. Yes! I love this set. My blue set was betraying me. I found my set.
What about your black ones?
I use those as GM only now. Ready? So that'd be 4. And I'm using a cup for these. That'd be 12.
Piper! Thank you.
Second one is 34.
Alright, you now have 2 more small puffs of blood.
And as he fires both shots, simultaneously pulling the med pack from his coat, and as he's behind me, just turns and frisbees it into the Wookiee's chest. And like, use that!
Alright, Garlish. There are 2 Kinrath currently left. Okay, take your shots.
That is with +1 damage and +1 to hit.
You still do damage and it still goes.
That is -1 to damage to hit and +1 to damage.
And that one as
It's
well.
also injured, so yeah, it did. I'm gonna blow off my gun and then spin it like a cowboy and holster it.
And you have holstered it.
Yep.
You put it all the way into your holster.
Yep. And I'm leaving right now. Those things creep me out.
So you're going back out of the ruins?
Yep.
Okay.
That creeped me out on a spiritual level.
The Gunyan, after firing his shots at the last 2 Kinrith who are injured with arrows in them, turns and begins walking out.
You got the heebie-jeebies.
Kind of gives a little shake and a as he walks.
It would seem like the Gungan is not wishing to continue. Can't imagine why. Well. She looks to Corsair. Guess all the more for you, then. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Raga continues to end up pressing on.
As will I and my Wookiee friend.
So the Wookiee begins bandaging his wrist. Now that he has a med pack. Naraga is wanting to push on. Cortez and his crew are wanting to push on. What about Crow? Alright, so the four of you push on further into this cave. As you make your way up the hall, you see a well chewed upon calf hound corpse, um, a few bloody puddles on the ground where blood from these exploding Kinrith has settled. And as you near the end of the hallway, you notice there is, how you say, a door that is open. Naraga moves forward. And he
Naraga ends up moving forward, and for a second there, she starts to cough. She covers her mouth with her forearm for a split second. And then after a moment, she kind of wipes her own jaw, still a little swollen from the previous encounter. Would I be able to get perception checks from both of the other, or all three of the other individuals in the room?
What is it you wanted?
Spot.
Okay.
Should be difficulty 15, roughly.
Yeah, I don't see jack shit.
No worries. Crow. She's coughing up blood. She's moving forward, but that large amount of coughing is betraying this attempt at being stalwart.
Naraga, you feel a sharp stab in your neck, shoulder, back. Where is Crow aiming? Use your words. Alright, so on the right side of your neck, where it meets your shoulder and back, you feel a sharp pain, and then you hear a click.
Now, what exactly is this injection doing?
Repairing wounds, injuries.
No, I'm more asking, like, as far as, like, what is it? Is I don't know on how it would work in the Star Wars universe.
Well, if there's a physical ailment, something physically induced from a wound, disease, etc., it would begin repairing the damage. Depending on the severity of the problem and the whether it be a grievous wound or
Oh yeah, she's definitely more than a grievously wounded.
It may take a while or multiple treatments.
Well, suffice it to say, her health is very low, and the wounds are taking their toll. bones are broken or cracked. Flesh has been torn, and in this case, internal bleeding.
26. We'll be generous.
No. Don't be generous. Just play it out.
Okay,
We'll
D4
see how
plus
it
2.
goes.
Six. You get back 6. I can
Okay.
subtract 2, so I can do math. It's not that difficult. Thank you.
All right.
You get
She
back
is.
6 wounds / vitality as needed.
Yeah. Almost immediately, she shrugs her shoulder and turns blades at the rays. She thinks she got bit by something or something snuck up on her. When she sees Crow, she just takes a step back, kind of rubbing that injection spot with the butt end of her saber for a second. And she's a bit frantic at this point, paranoid maybe.
Crow?
Not sure why it is that he's typing now.
Oh, it was because I was doing something. So, Crow's sitting there, and he shows the empty med kit, and he kind of jingles it. Ching, ching, ching. And if he could be smiling under his mask, he would be.
Yeah, Naraga's gaze, on the other hand, it tells the story. It's that look that says, that's a good way to get yourself killed. Sneaking up and jabbing something into somebody's neck.
He knew that she was. You can tell that he knew that she was very antsy, but it didn't bother him. Like he wasn't worried.
Yeah, of course not. No more words really need to be spoken when she turns and keeps pressing forward. However, eventually, words do end up leaving her mouth, just not to Crow. Are you coming, Corsair, or are you gonna be staying all quiet like at the entrance with your newfound friend?
We're coming.
Who's gonna go through the door that's partly ajar first?
Yep.
Naraga! Naraga. Sweet, innocent Naraga. Right? That's who she is.
At one point.
You enter this room. The strange room. It has less of that sticky stuff everywhere. That strange substance that they're using to turn this place into a hive, maybe? A true hive of scum and villainy? At least kind of like pond scum. That slick, sticky kind of substance. You notice that the door down this direction is wide open.
Does she see anything that looks like a data terminal or anything of the sort?
She does not.
Then this room holds no interest for her. She continues to press forward, seeming almost impatient and just wanting to get in and out as quickly as possible.
Do I notice anything valuable in that room?
I know, you can roll spot.
God, my spot sucks though. But I'll roll it anyway because.
Or you can roll search if you'd rather take your time and let them push ahead without you.
Well, let me see what my search is versus my spot. I'll just do a spot.
You don't see anything of value.
Okay, then I just keep moving along with them.
Okay. So you move down into this room below, Naraga, leading the charge. Which brings you into seeing this space. Naraga.
I didn't quite catch that, actually.
It said you head down, yes?
Yes, most definitely.
That leads you into this space, which seems to be a tunnel. You want to go up that way? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, I never... Okay, yeah, we'll call it at that for now.
You want to go in there?
Well, yeah, we'll go there. Card laid, card played. She crosses the hallway, seeing the second door, and peeks around it. And when she was walking across the hallway, could she see up that hallway at all?
Just about as far as I had it lit, because the lightsabers don't give off that much illumination.
Okay. No worries.
You notice another door beyond the one you're next to.
Hmm. Is it sealed or is it anything like that?
Um, it's sealed. It looks like there's actually a hole in the wall, probably around this big.
Okay.
Slightly larger than Naraga's shoulder width.
Yeah. Naraga, first thing she does is kind of end up placing the ignited blade a little bit down the hole just to see if there's anything in there, and hopefully anything that crawls out might skewer itself before that combat is required.
You go and put your saber through some, and you see it's actually a very short hole going through. It looks like it's just straight through this little section of wall into the next room.
Can I see anything in the next room from this little hole?
You see a glint of metal. It looks kind of like metal. It's hard to tell with your head in one room and your saber going through.
Yeah, well, it's worth a shot. Naraga presses towards the door and tries to see if the controls are working enough to open it.
They are not.
Well, thankfully she brought a pair of lockpicks. This might take a few minutes, gentlemen. And she begins to start cutting again.
Okay.
I think these two are doing well. Yeah, Naraga's doing this. If not, I guess then Naru continues her cutting until she can get through these doors.
Is there a doorway to the right of Naraga?
There's a little hallway that. No, there's no doorway there.
Okay. Could I make a knowledge check on that metal? Because my orb is right there.
It's in the room past the one just ahead of you. It's up in. Oh, switch over, thank you. It's up in this room. Up here.
Ew.
Naraga's cutting through this door.
Ew. Orb. Yeah.
Stupid
So,
orb.
now, would I be able to...
Sure, you can roll to see if you can tell what kind of metal it is.
Well, what it might be more attached to... Because it's on the other side of the door, correct?
It's on the wall inside that room. It's not like
Okay.
right next to the door.
Okay. Let's see. So... No, it wouldn't be... Well... Would I be able to apply my specific knowledge or just a basic?
Do you have knowledge of metal? Metallurgy?
Do not. But I do have a
Technology?
pretty high craft. And I do not for technology.
Then just general.
Okay, so that'd be a 19.
It, it's kind of hard to tell, but sort of looks like a terminal. Definitely an older one. Nothing like they make nowadays.
Interesting. Well, he continues waiting for her to use her fancy lockpicks to get through the door.
Yes, Brian?
Me and Jakarta are going to look around and see if we can find anything valuable, either in kind of the hallway area where we're at with Naraga right now, or in the room that David went into.
Well, they're kind of the hole's too small for Crow to crawl through, so he's just kind of sticking his head in a little bit to see in. So
You can't.
he's
Okay.
technically in the room with Naraga.
Okay. Well, in
There
that
is a
case,
small
just
hallway back here that you could go up and explore if you wanted.
okay. Yeah, we'll go up and explore that. Me and Jakarta.
Alright, you go up and explore this hallway.
Jakarta's going first though, because he's the bodyguard.
Okay, he goes up first, and are you looking for anything in particular, or
Just anything that looks like it might be worth something.
roll? Are you searching or just glancing around?
Since it seems like we're gonna have some time while we wait for Naraga to cut through the door, I'm gonna do a full-on search.
Okay, roll me a search. However many times you want to search.
One more time. Yeah. Can't roll search and spot to save my life.
Okay, so you spend 15 minutes searching and searching, and you just know there has to be something in here worth value. You can't find it, though.
Does Jakarta?
Does Dracota? Let's find out. Uno, dos, tres. Nope, he doesn't find anything.
Damn it.
Maybe it just means that there's nothing in here, this area to find. It is
Guess
pretty
it's
close to the
really
entrance, so scavengers have probably picked it clean over the centuries. Probably have to
Yeah,
go much
oh.
further in before you find. such things.
Yeah. So we're just gonna kind of head back and rejoin the rest of the group.
While you guys are searching, Naraga cuts through the door.
Whew. I swear these things are taking longer and longer.
It only took you about 30 seconds.
Still, it feels like it's taking forever for Naraga. She just wants to move on.
So you open that door, and inside you see another thing, and where that green mark is in there, there's a terminal.
Naraga immediately rushes towards it.
Okay. It's a terminal, an old, very old terminal.
I'm also going to go to the terminal.
You're busy searching the other room.
Oh, okay. I still haven't come out yet. Okay.
Oh no, you got 15 minutes.
Okay.
Saw her starting to cut in. You figured it'd take her a while, so you went and searched. She took about 30 seconds and went through.
Okay.
Naraga starts trying to operate the terminal, seeing if there's any power, if there's any way to end up getting to it. Maybe this is what they've been here this whole time for.
Okay. Roll me a d20. Let's find out if you can find the power button.
There you go.
Alright, you find...
Her computer uses +3 if it counts for anything.
Awesome. You find the power button. At least you think it's the power button, should there have actually been power. You're going to have to probably check, make sure cables aren't chewed apart.
Naraga presses the button. Nuclear launch detected. Oh. That might not have been the right button.
You're going to press the button.
Self-destruct in 5 minutes.
You press the button.
Press
High
it
or low?
again. No, abort. Self-destruction in 5 seconds.
High or low?
Low.
Low. No. 88. That is definitely not low. So you press the button and nothing happens. Nothing. Doesn't light up. Doesn't make a noise. Just sits there.
She starts looking for any kind of cabling or anything like that. Maybe somebody just unplugged it. Yeah.
You can roll a search for me then if you'd like to go searching.
Most definitely. Let's see here. What is her search? Her search is +3. 18.
18. Beautiful. Yes, it is old, anciently old. You're lucky any of this building is still above ground to come in. But you do find cables. You find some, yes. Some of them look to just be dangling from this machine. A couple are maybe pulled out of the machine and just laying on the floor now.
She's trying to end up figuring out how to end up getting this machine operational again, this terminal, quite possibly holding the data she needs. And yeah, begins this tinkering process.
How does this process in her head work out? How does she go about it?
With the utmost success is how it works out in her head.
The utmost success. Well, how does she reach the utmost success?
Guess hitting it is out. No. She first tries to end up checking the cabling, checking to see if anything's burnt out, see if anything's missing, see if there's anything that should stop this thing, like as far as we can tell, from operating. outside of the lack of power and trying to figure out where this thing's supposed to be plugged into. Why is it not receiving power? Hopefully, once it gets power, it'll be functional, and if that's required. And if she can't do any of that, she's going to begin sending prayers and doing rituals with motor oil in order to appease the machine spirit.
Excellent. I'm so
Sorry,
glad to
Ron.
hear that. You start with the cabling. You
18 on computer use.
Are you going to climb under there with her? And
Yes.
okay, so you guys are both laying under there, looking at these couple cables on the ground, the under backside of this terminal. Some of these cables actually look like one end of them would fit into this machine in certain spots.
For my 18 on computer use, would that give me some insight as to what to what?
Yeah, you can match shapes with an 18. This cable has this shape end, it goes in that shape hole. This cable has this shape end, it goes in that shape hole. Pretty straightforward. There's one cable that's already in it that doesn't seem to be attached to anything outside of the machine.
Alright. So, probably the power plug. Running cables all up and just attaching them to their geometry shapes. And then, after that, after he plugs all those in, he's going to tell Naraga to get out from under the machine and then plug in the other one.
You're going to plug in the other one. So it takes you a few minutes to get everything, to reach around and get everything plugged in right. At least you hope it's right. Seem to fit, so that's a good sign, right? And you finally get that last one that was dangling free, plugged in where you think it goes. You and Naraga get out from under it, and as funny face Mr. Dav and his walking carpet come back in, Naraga hits that power button again.
Does the
And
power
are we
come
going
on?
to go high or low this time?
Derek stepped away from his computer for a minute.
I don't care. Somebody pick. High or low?
High.
High. Low! No! But there's a spark.
Okay, I'm going to go over and do a computer use check on it and see if I can figure out why it's not working.
I don't think fate has been in anybody's favor today.
25.
Let's see. Are you going to climb underneath and look as well if need be?
Yep.
You find that the one cable that's plugged into the wall,
Mm-hmm.
but can be removed and whatnot, it looks like a portion of it may be frayed out too much to make a full connection. It's probably damaged, maybe?
Were there was there any other, like, terminals or tech stuff in this room, or was it just the one terminal?
Just the one terminal.
Did we see any other terminals on our way to this point? Or any
Nope.
other... Okay. Would it be possible for me to try and fix the wire?
Sure. Do you have the equipment?
Not really.
How would you get the equipment? There are terminals by the electric doors that don't work.
I'll go over to the electric doors that don't work over to those terminals and see if I can find a replacement wire and whatnot, or whatever I'm going to need.
Okay. Roll your computer use. See if you can get this terminal open and pieces you need. Come on, that one. Oh. Well, you get it open. These all look like they're much finer wires, but I don't know. Maybe if you take a couple of them, you want to try that? Couple
Sure.
together? Okay, so you got 2, 3, 5. How many?
I'll grab 5.
5. You just grab the handful of wires. You're just gonna snap them out and tear them out, and
I'm going to try my best to take them out without doing too much damage to them.
and how are you gonna do that? What do you have that you're gonna use to do that?
Well, I don't really have anything that could cut them out per se.
So
I
you're just
look
gonna yank 'em?
to. Well, first I'm going to ask Crow or Naraga if they have anything that can cut these wires out without damaging them too much.
Just for a moment, Naraga kind of pushes herself out from under the desk, looks at you with, "Are you kidding?" And then rolls herself back under the computer desk, continuing her tinkering, trying to figure this out.
Is that a no? Crow, what about you?
Figure this out, and well, short of me just stomping a mud hole in this thing, as far as I can tell, the ancient terminal is far out of my capabilities, unless I were to just somehow get lucky. This is a computer roll computer using it.
All I need is you to come here and cut these wires out without damaging them. Can you do that?
Sure. Actually, I could probably do that pretty well.
Thank you.
Am I making an attack melee check with that, with my sabers?
Naraga just ended up
I said without damaging the wires.
Well,
And Naraga runs her hand along the cable, and you hear a sputtering behind you, and then a.
Got it.
So the wires are out.
Could use an arrow team, I guess.
He just straightened the short, so it's working for the moment. Or she straightened the short
So the computer is working.
for the moment.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll leave those wires alone and go mess around on the computer and figure out what's going on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Naraga
go to.
pushing out from underneath and it's probably standing in front of it, since that's where she was kind of underneath.
Well, I'm gonna go over there and I guess stand next to her while she messes around on it and see if I can glean any useful information.
Are you guys just standing there staring at this machine?
No,
Well, if
Naraga
no one else is gonna
going
actually try and use it, I will.
No, Naraga is definitely trying to. I'm sorry, I thought I made that clear. Apparently, I was on mute. Naraga is trying to end up getting into it, see what data it holds, or if there's anything of interest. Hopefully, it's what they're looking for, and if not, well, that's just par for the course now, isn't it?
Let's see. There are a couple systems still operating in the machine. One of them says overview, or map overview. One of them says library storage. One of them says passcode. One of them says environmental. One of them says emergency. Which of these systems do you wish to operate or investigate? You're muted if you're trying to talk.
Library, first and foremost.
Library. It takes a moment and comes up and it says 3 holocrons remain within the library.
Excellent, excellent. She starts browsing through the systems, but next one is maps. She's looking for schematics and preferably where the library is in this, well, maze of corridors.
It pops up as a map that looks very similar to this whole thing.
Ah!
It says that back in here there used to be a hallway between the dots. Switch over, thank you. Down here there used to be small hallways that led to the inner circle. It looks like they're collapsed.
So we're going to have to do some digging.
It says one of the holocrons is stored in this area.
Okay. This one here?
Yep. One of them in this area.
Unos, dos.
And one way down here in this area.
Oh, fun. Okay. So
It
there's
also
map.
says that from right here, there used to be another tunnel that led to this area.
Would it be possible for me to copy the map onto my datapad?
Sure.
I'm gonna
No,
do
it's
it.
proprietary software.
Do you have ancient connectors to be able to plug into it?
No, but can I try and jerry rig something with like the wires from the door console thing?
There were no connectors on the door console wires. They were hardwired into the objects they were connected to.
And I can't like wirelessly connect?
Nope. This is not a wireless terminal. Which those under the desk would have realized that there's far too
What is
many.
it, turn off dial-up?
Almost, yeah. Equivocally for Star Wars terminology, yes.
Does it use AOL?
It's more of a BBC chat.
I see.
You probably try taking a picture with your datapad.
I'll try and do that then.
I'm being far more generous than I probably should. You roll computer use. See if you figure out how to use the camera on your datapad. If you roll a 1, you blow up your datapad. Come on, 1. Oh, yeah, you take a picture. It's not that difficult. You now have a picture of this map on your datapad.
Awesome. And since I saw when Derek was looking through the stuff, I saw where the approximate locations of the 3 holocrons. I'm gonna like make a little note on those spots on the map on the picture of the map that I have.
Okay. You now have marks.
Alright.
Fantastic.
Moving on to the next one. I believe it's what was it? It was library, storage, map,
Environment.
environment. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna load up environment.
Okay, there's environmental controls like heating, cooling.
I'm just gonna make it very comfortable for myself at this point.
Do you want
Which
it
I
hotter or
say-
colder?
Hotter. Home
Hotter.
planet's warm. Very
Okay.
warm.
The Wookiee and the human will be sweltering. The Keldor will be mildly uncomfortable.
hmm Yeah, well, it's been freezing this whole time. A bit of warmth might do some good. Can I also change the lighting?
You can try.
That's definitely what she's going to do then, because this whole going by lightsaber is not helping.
Do you want to turn on the lights?
Yep.
You turn on the lights. The lights
Yay.
along the corridors and around the ceilings of the rooms all start buzzing to life. And you hear faintly in the distance, almost faint screams. But they're not human screams. They're definitely animal. Quite possibly Kinrith.
Yeah, we'll let them scutter back into their holes. No interest in confronting any more of them. At this point, Nora just, out of curiosity, goes into emergency just to see what's there.
One says purge, one says extinguish.
Well, there's no fires yet, so best to leave that alone for now. Neither one of those options is particularly useful.
Come on, it'll be fine.
Yeah, she starts walking away from the terminal. I guess we're going to be carving our ways through some rocks.
Do you want to play with the terminal some, Dav? Do you want to hit the purge button?
I'm not going to hit the purge button because I don't know specifically what it will do. But I am going to poke around in the system, see if I can find any useful, and by useful, I mean valuable information.
Okay. What do you consider valuable information?
Maybe sensitive information about the order. Information about what kind of activities were done here, what kind of valuable stuff might still be further in the enclave, that kind of thing. Just anything, any information that somebody might be willing to pay money for.
Roll computer use. You don't find any additional information over what's already been found on the system.
Well, bummer.
You want to try
Guess
the
I'll
purge
just have
button?
to find those holocrons and sell them.
Do you want to try the purge button? See
No.
what it says?
No.
Maybe it'll be helpful.
No.
You sure?
I'm sure.
It may be really helpful.
Yeah, I don't feel that way, though.
Why not?
Because you are really, really trying to push for me to push that button.
It's not red. It has to be safe, right?
Yeah, I don't think it works that way. I'm not pushing the button.
Okay. So you're just gonna leave then?
Bro, if you want to see what happens, you push the button.
Does Crow press the button?
I have a really good feeling about this purge button.
You shoot the button. A message comes up on screen and says, "Please select sections."
Can I select this section where it's, why isn't it pinging?
Because you have the
This
wrong
section right
button.
here. To see if it'll, clear out that mess or something?
It says error.
Okay, then I'm just going to leave it alone.
That is so overhyped.
Well, I mean,
Yes, Crow, you can.
Crow or Naraga could hit a different section and see what happens.
He hits a section of the map, then hits purge, and you guys hear an alarm go off for about 20 seconds.
Oh,
then
goddamn. What have you done?
You start smelling smoke, and there's this smell of burning hair and flesh and
Okay, so as soon as I smell the burning hair, I look to see if the Wookiee's okay.
like this burning putrid smell.
Crow, did you fart?
The Wookiee looks fine.
Farts are actually oxygen. You could breathe my fart.
And you could breathe my fart too, that doesn't mean it smells good.
Well, it depends. I guess I don't eat normal food.
Why did you feel the need to push the button, Crow?
I wanted to purge a section to see what would happen. Currently, none of us are injured, so the section was a hallway.
No, but there's a burning putrid smell, and that can't be good.
Well, it was the dead Kinrith that we had slain before, so...
Are you sure that it was the Kinrith?
Well, I select the
Naraga
section.
just starts walking out of the room to end up going and investigating.
Okay, Naraga marches on out and
She doesn't have a lot of patience, does she?
No. She is young.
And as you come around this corner over here and look into this hallway, you see that the slime and mucus on the walls are still burning. There's barely more than ash of the Cathound that was there, and maybe a few plates of armor from the body that was there. Otherwise, there's definitely nothing living left in this hallway. Do you wish to walk down the burning tunnel?
Is it
It's
still, burning and on
still
fire?
completely on fire? Yeah.
Yes.
Or-
Yes, it is.
So, no, we can't walk through it without sustaining
was
heavy
highly-
injury.
It seems this slime was highly combustible.
Great. Good job, Crow.
I don't see the issue here.
Oh, so you're saying you can walk through fire?
Well, I could grant myself a force defense, or what we could do, which would be simpler, is to use the force to put out the fire.
Not all of us have the force.
Well, then I can see the issue.
anybody wants to roll an intelligence check for another option, I'll
I
figure
will.
that out.
Nah.
Uh,
No,
I can-
Naraga's walking right back to the terminal.
Okay.
She is pressing extinguish in the same location.
I rolled an 11.
You press extinguish, select this location, and you hear in the distance almost the sound of spraying, maybe? Maybe it's more like a fire extinguisher almost.
Well, I don't know. These two are still in the hall, as far as I know. So, what do they see?
I figured that since Brian was talking to you guys, he came back to that area as well.
Okay. And if that's the case, then why don't you go check it out?
Why me?
Because I find it amusing and think that maybe I should just end up pressing the fire the extinguisher hidden here while you're in the room. Why do you think? Sorry, my temper is getting the better of me. I will gladly end up going and investigating the matter further. If you feel more comfortable, please stay here with Crow. And if not, well, I'm sure you'll come up with something. Nara goes to investigate the room.
You get back there and the fire is out.
Knowing my luck, everything is wet.
Not so much wet, it's mostly white.
Great. She starts walking down the hall, or just trying to figure out the map overlay and how she can get into the next section of rooms, as the hallways are not clearly connected without blockages. Though she may have to end up starting to do some cutting and carving herself. That's never pleasant.
As she's walking and thinking, she realizes it's not just white, it's also slick.
Yeah.
Does she
Dexterity
slip
check,
and
please.
fall on her ass?
Dexterity check, please.
Dexterity check. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
18.
Your feet slip for a second, but you manage to stay upright. This is like really slippery. Like crazy slippery.
Well, believe this here is the key point of interest. Like that's how these two parts are connected.
Correct.
Right between here. So Naraga is going to take the time to get over there and start investigating the rubble that is currently blocking the passage.
Okay. And what are the other two of you doing?
I'm gonna go with Naraga and see if I can help with clearing the passage.
We'll need dexterity checks from you, please. Do you want your Wookiee to follow?
Yes, because he's got the muscles.
Yeah, well, he fell on his ass.
Eventually he'll get up and make his way the rest of the way there. Why'd it have to be the dexterity? My dex is so low. I rolled a 2.
And you're not staying standing in here. You can try sliding across the floor on your butt if you want, but you just cannot keep your feet under you.
Yeah, I'll just like drop down onto my ass and try and slide myself over.
Okay, you are going to be covered in this white slick stuff by the time you get there, just so you know. But you'll have made
It's
it.
okay. I'm gonna send Crow the cleaning bill.
And Crow, what are you doing?
Following Raga.
I will need a dexterity check from you then.
David rolls an at 20.
16 plus 5, 21.
You manage to stay on your feet, and you see the Wookiee and his boss go down, and they're kind of crawling, sliding their way down this hallway.
Oh, excuse
They see you just waltz on past. Little shaky
me. I
here
hope
and
you
there.
guys will catch up soon.
And as everybody makes it to this hallway to be carved, that is where we will end the session for tonight.